Voyage of the Basilisk by Marie Brennan. Narrated by Kate Redding.
Preface. Depending upon your temperament, you may be either pleased or puzzled to see that I have chosen to include my time upon the Basilisk in my memoirs. It was, of course, a lengthy period in my life, totaling nearly 2 years in duration, and the discoveries I made in that time were not insignificant, nor were the effects of that journey upon my personal life. Seen from that perspective, it would seem odd were I to pass it by. But those of you who are puzzled have good cause. Those 2 years are, after all, the most thoroughly documented period in my life. My contract with the Winfield Courier to provide them with regular reports meant that a great many in Skierland were kept apprised of my doings, quite apart from the reports that were written about me by others. Furthermore, my travelogue was later collected and printed as Around the World in Search of Dragons, and that title is still readily available from the publisher. Why then should I trouble to tell a story which is already so widely known? Apart from the oddity of glossing over so major a period in my life, I have several reasons. The first is that my essays in the Winfield Courier were heavily skewed toward matters of exotic novelty, which was, after all, what their readers wanted to hear, though not the most apt depiction of my own experiences. Another is that I said little there of my personal affairs, and as a memoir is expected to be more personal, this is the ideal place to provide those elements which I excluded before. But above all, this volume is intended to set the record straight, for part of what I said in those essays is an outright lie. When I wrote to the Winfield Courier that I swam to Lahana after my adventure with the sea serpent, and that during the excitement which followed I took a knock to the head and had to be sent to Fetayong to convalesce, not a word of it was true. I wrote those lines because I had no choice. My lengthy silence, which had persuaded a great many people back home that I was dead at last, must be broken with some kind of tale, and I could not give the honest one. Even had I wished to make public everything I had done, a high-ranking officer in His Majesty's Royal Navy had forbidden me to do so. Indeed, it is only with some effort now that I have persuaded certain government officials to change their minds.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?